Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. I'm Richard Vobes, and this is the Vobes Show on the 2nd of March, 2020. And it just looks like that I'm in quarantine, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in quarantine. I'm unable to get out. No, I haven't got the coronavirus. I just can't get out today. Just can't get out at all. I'm stuck in this terrible prison. Do you know, I was trying to find the Porridge theme tune, but I could only find bits of it, and it wasn't working for me. But anyway, hello and welcome to a very exciting show. My phone keeps clicking away, which is very nice. Thank you very much. I'll just see if there's somebody supposedly digging a tunnel. Just says you're live. Oh, yes, I know I'm live. Thank you very much. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me and see me and hear. Yes, okay, thank you very much. Well, I seem to be imprisoned at the moment. I just need to double check that nobody's coming, just in case there is a few issues. Just one moment, please. Oh. Is there no, there's nobody coming. Just checking on this side. No. It's just you and me, ladies and gentlemen. It's just you and me. Now, I'd just like to point out that I know that that many of you are watching, but have any of you brought me a file or a cake with a key in it would be good. Perhaps a spade, that would be nice. Actually, I could do with just a nice pork pie would be rather handy, wouldn't it? So let's see who's out there in the land of. We've got Jez Jarvis. Hello, Jez. Hope you're well. Have you... You got me anything, useful? Know what I mean? Nudge, nudge. Say no more. He's doing fine, which is good. We got the lovely Lisa Fox is out there. Jeff Kellison, lovely Julia. Audrey Forbes Hamilton. Now, somebody with a posh name like that must be able to, wangle it with the old lawyers. Could you not ask one of the lawyers out there if they'll help me? They must be able to do something. Look at that, me peering through the bars. Mandy of Marek says, good afternoon. Mickey Stevens says, good evening. Andrew Norris says, what-o, Vobesters? Lovely to see you all. Andy Stacey's there. Robert Croser, Golden Throat, Mr. Norris. Golden Throat, yes. Happy greetings, says Mike Dixon. Thanks very much. I've had happier occasions. Barbara Charles, good day from sunny Philadelphia. We've had sunshine in the UK, I can tell you, and it was lovely. It was very nice. Robert says that suit suits him. Thank you very much. Hello, says Robert Baxter. Nice to see you, Robert Baxter. Little says hello. Mark Selwyn says, I knew it would happen one day. The Vobes is outspoken and tantamount to treasonous views. It is actually, do you know what? I think with a little bit of jiggery pokery, we can just get rid of... Let's just get rid of that, shall we? That's a bit of a nuisance. They don't know out there that actually there is a small gap. Not only can I remove the bars, but there is a small gap to escape. Now, on today's show, we've got two videos to play in, so it's all very exciting. We have, of course, we have a special two-parter, the Andrew Norris moment. We have that. We will have part one of the Andrew Norris moment, which I can tell you is very exciting. It's thrilling, but we have to wait for that. We also have a moment of Murphy. That's right. It's a slightly windy moment of Murphy, but we do have a moment of Murphy as well. So there's two moments in this show. So, don't say that we don't provide a lot of hard work in this show, because we don't. Laura Riddle is out there. Hello, Laura. Lovely to see you. Fiona Cooper also, which is lovely to see you. Jeff Kellison says, I thought you paid the parking ticket. I've got my court case for the parking ticket next week. I haven't paid it. I'm going to go like this and stand up in court and say, 2 minutes is unreasonable. Thank you very much. Jane Cox, depends on what you've done to be in. I've done nothing. I'm as innocent. All I've done is made videos every day. Every day. Of course, I did say that what I omitted to do, ladies and gentlemen, was to make a video going through Storrington about how terrible the A27 was. I've been slated because I happened to make a video in Binstead and said I didn't want the Arundel bypass going through there. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm as innocent as the next man. And believe me, the man in the next jail, he's in the next cell, he's a killer. He is a killer, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Daniel Harris, he says, there's a chopper on the way. Oh, marvellous. I shall be waiting for it. Just lower the rope and I will climb up. That would be very, very exciting. Andrew Murphy says, hello. Yeah, Andrew Murphy is out there, ladies and gentlemen, and we will have a moment of Murphy very, very soon, which is exciting. Linda Kane says, evening all. Who's the old lag? Thank you very much, Linda Kane. And thank you, Linda, for the CD which arrived today. Very kind of you. I have tried, popping open the Yale lock with it, but it hasn't worked so far. Never mind. Fiona says, George made some Cornish pasty at school today. Has he sent some to me? No, he hasn't. Did he go to Cornwall to make the pasty? That's what I want to know. Wendy Lowry says, good evening, Richard. Hello, Wendy Lowry, I guess it is. Lowry, is it? Mark Selwood says, just jumping in to say hello. I'm at work. Can't stay more than a few minutes or I'll be in the clink myself. I know. Well, Mark, thank you for your email. We will. I'll go through the email and answer the questions that you asked me. Did I do it and where have I hidden the bodies? I will answer that question. We'll sort out some dates and I'll come down and we'll make some videos. It will be fantastic. Crikey, says Judith. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. I'm waiting for my solicitor. He said he would start soliciting in front of me. He's a nice bloke, but it's the wrong persuasion, to be honest with you. Robert Croser says, Audrey Forbes Hamilton is played by Penelope Keith to the manner born. I think she is, actually. That's how I picture Audrey. I think that she... Because wasn't there an Audrey into the manner born? I think there was an Audrey. Wasn't she the other one? Can't remember. Anyway, Mark Selwood says, all children should be taught the art of Cornish pasty making. That's right. So then they can go down to the coal mines, or the tin mines, I suppose, and take their little Cornish pasties. And isn't it true that in a proper Cornish pasty, you've got your meat pie at one end and you've got your, your jam roly-poly at the other, haven't you? Isn't that what they have in Cornish pasties? I'd be interested to know. Dark Monica McLeod says, LOL to Mark. Mark says, I thought Andrew Norris would be live on the show tonight. Yes, well, I'm seeing Andrew Norris tomorrow, funnily enough. We have made arrangements. It would have been nice, Andrew, another time when you're over in England and you've got a spare day. Come down onto the show and, yes, you can tell us all about Croatia live on the show. There again, I might go over to Croatia and do it live over there. You never know. If I can just dig my way out of here. Michael Angel says, I like the pinstripe suit. Well, it's an arrow suit, to be honest with you. Look at that. Lovely bit of arrow work there. It should have said this way up, for when the Amazon man delivers me. Because the Amazon, they have a funny, weird arrow, don't they? Hello, Vobes, says Rami Boo. Mark Selwood says, I have it on good information. Penelope Keith loves watching the Vobes show on YouTube. I'm sure she does when she's stopped finishing going around looking at all the villages a la Le Bald Explorer way. Angelo says, where did you put your ball and chain? She's actually in the kitchen there making me a cup of tea. But as soon as that's done, I am released. Yes. Robert Croser says, as long as the next man's Ronnie Cray. Yeah, Ronnie Cray has gone away. so they've said it's about time, seeing as he was locked up in the 50s or 60s or whatever. I think he's actually gone now. Rami Boo says, whoa, my feed just came up. Why is he dressed as a felon? I am here, I am actually here. I can read what you're saying. Thank you. Why is he dressed as a felon? I'm sorry, we don't have felons in the UK. We have fellas, but we don't have felons. We have convicts, people who are convicted prisoners in Her Majesty's at Her Majesty's pleasure. The thing is, I'm waiting for Her Majesty to come round so that I could do a bit of juggling and unicycling, bit of fire eating, all those sort of things to pleasure. I've already met Her Majesty once before. I think I remember telling you all about it. Mike Dixon says everybody inside prison feels they're innocent. Of course they are. They're all innocent once they're inside because they can't get out to cause any mischief. Otherwise they'd be out, wouldn't they? They're only innocent whilst they're inside. Once they get back out again, they can do something a bit different. Audrey says, I do, but don't tell Babinger, whoever Brabinger, I don't know what Brabinger is. Mark Selwood says, you slag, you cheeky monkey. I'll have you when I come down, I'll tell you. I will have you. Where in Sussex? Here we go. Wait for this. This has got to be a good one. What does he say? Guilty of saying you wouldn't do a podcast on a Sunday, then not doing one on a Saturday, but doing one on a Sunday evening caused much confusion. He couldn't sleep. Yes, guilty as charged. I wasn't going to do one on a Saturday. We had the walk on the Saturday. Well, I wasn't going to do one on the Sunday. And then we had to walk on a Saturday, and I knew I hadn't done one, and then I knew people would think I was dead if I didn't do two. If I had left it go for two in a row, people would just go, what's happened? Has he died? Yes, maybe he's made videos, but the podcast, we know that goes out. So I thought I'd better do that. And of course, then I haven't done one this morning because, yes, exactly, because I did one yesterday. So I confuse myself. And now anybody who doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, these are for the patrons of Vobes. If you support the Vobes financially, if you go to your bank and withdraw all your savings, all £2 a month or something like that, you can support the Vobes and you get the Naked Englishman, ladies and gentlemen. He comes round in his pinny and he'll do all the washing for it. No, he doesn't do that. It's none of that business. It's a podcast. It's a semi-serious... mostly moaning, rambling old podcast about me and my life and the things that get up my nose. So it's probably not for anybody, really. It's just me. Laura Riddle says we should all stand outside the court next week with sign, Free the Vote, Free Richard. Yes, I think you should. You should come round. I think it's on at 10 o'clock in Worthing Court. So if you fancy a laugh, I shall be standing up there in front of the beak saying, I think parking for 2 minutes... and getting a ticket in 2 minutes is unreasonable. That is my plea. By the way, if there's anybody who is a lawyer and can work for free, I would very much appreciate it. Mark Selwood says, I will be in the clink if I stay watching this too long. Go and sort out a few parked cars, Mark. Don't put a ticket on mine. Thank you. Ed Loud says, well, hello, it's a bit late thanks to the YouTube notifications. Well, we start the show at 8 o'clock on a Monday and a Wednesday and a Friday, unless otherwise told, at exactly 8 o'clock, more or less, give or take. And it doesn't change. So even though it's 12 minutes past, either your notifications are up the chute, but more than that, you need to get a watch. You need to get a watch or set your clock correctly, Mr. Ed Loud. Mr. Ed Loud. Yes, the lead character, says Robert Croser. Oh, Audrey was the lead character, fair enough. Audrey Forbes says, you're thinking of my friend Marjorie Frobisher. Oh, yes, that's right. Marjorie was... Marjorie was the... I forget the actress's name, but she was the mousy little one that was put upon by Penelope Keith. Marvellous. We like a little bit of the upper crust, don't we? Where would we be without pseudo-aristocracy? Where would we be? Where in Sussex says, I made a pastry at school. Last time I made one, oggy. Oh, is that what happened to it? Do you mean soggy? Mark Selwood says, the best saffron sprinkled on top the pastry. Lovely saffron cake. Saffron, Richard. Saffron. We sat there in our show down there in Cornwall, in that little shed, eating saffron cake, and it's etched on my memory forever. And I wish someone would visit me today with a little bit of saffron cake. That would be nice. With a file in it would be handy. Oi, 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 says Mark Selwood. Kevin O says, hello, Richard. Kevin here. Now, if anyone could get me out of jail, it's Kevin. Now, I'm sure Kevin has probably got all the tools in his van, and he must be hurtling down it. Perhaps he's at the door. Is he going to let me out? Kevin, I'm stuck. I'm inside. You've got to help me. Mary at Genealogy says, hello, everyone. I see the Vobes' pass has caught up with him. He could be transported to the antipodes. Antipodes? Do you mean the antipodes? Is that what it is? Antipodes? They're words, aren't they? These were antipodes. I love it. But I would always read these words, things like that, as antipodes. I must go to the antipodes. And you think, what's he talking about? Antipodes? Because it's not antipodes. But anyway, Robert Crow says, Kevin! Robert! A bit of love going on there. I hope they never meet up because it will be a show that would be for the over 18s only. And it would be too explicit for my eyes. Mark Donny MacLeod, there we are, the voice of reason, says, in Lancashire, they make a pastry called torpedo, as many Cornishmen who were miners moved north when the mines were closed in Cornwall, and they were torpedoed underground. Aye, lad. I don't know if that was anything like a Lancashire accent or even a northern accent, but it was my accent, so that's okay, isn't it? Michelangelo says, I'll send you a cake with a file in. Fantastic. Actually, you could send the file on an SD card. It would be easier, especially those micro SD cards. You better slip that in very easy. Robert says, put him away for the crimes against fashion. Hello, comedy hat. That's good, isn't it? This is This is like a pork pie hat, isn't it? I know there is a proper pork pie hat, but I don't know what they would call it. Oh, I'll tell you what this hat was modelled on. The old hats that do you remember the boys who used to operate the lifts in the 1930s? What were they? The bell boys. It's like a bell boy's hat. It's actually got a band there. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a band there. It's very good. When I say a band, I don't mean a do 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 do. Hey, I operate a lift, ding ding ding. I operate a lift, ding ding ding. I operate a lift, ding ding ding. In the 1930s at the Imperial Hotel, no less. Ding 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 ding. I don't know I've got the itches. You see, that's the trouble. Makes me look quite huge, doesn't it? Anyway, Robert Croser says, I know any at 11:45 at night. That's it. Well, I thought put it out at night, send people to sleep, wouldn't it? That's the sort of thing. Rami Boo says, I love Penelope Keith's Coastal Villages. She's been watching you. If she'd been watching you, she needs to spread the word. Yes, I know. She needs to spread it like jam. What's with those feet, Mr. Selwood? What's the matter with his feet? Mr. Selwood said, I better go, folks. I don't want to get into trouble at work. Speak later. Bye, guys and girls. Goodbye. That's Mr. Selwood off to stick some more little, things on people's cars. Tickets on people's cars. Tickets, not rickets. You don't want to put rickets on people's cars. They don't like it. Crickets, you could put crickets on people's cars. That would be all right. Lovely sound of the crickets in the evening. You'd think it was autumn already. Is it only autumn you hear the crickets? They certainly seem to come out in the autumn long nights, don't they? Anyway, none of this is really getting us very far. In a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Murphy moment. The Murphy moment, and then... No, wait a minute. A moment of Murphy. We have a moment of Murphy, and then we have the Andrew Norris moment coming up a little bit later on. So that was it. Oh, Brabinger was the butler. Oh, was he? Thanks very much for putting me straight on that, Les. He's just quickly done a Google search on that. Oh, he knew it. Probably knew it. Probably a brainy man like Les probably knew it. Daniel Harris says Brabinger. Oh, thank you. Dean Cooper. I don't know whether these are out of sync because that was a conversation from about 8 years ago. Dean Cooper says, I've got a parking ticket last week outside the theatre in Worthing. My first. It was outrageous. I have photos... And I'm going to complain. I would do more than complain. I would take it to the small claims court and have a moan. Definitely. You can come with me. We'll have a moan together. Andy Stacey says, it's only £2 a month. I thought it was more. I'll try and sort out something becoming a patron. I want that podcast. Well, the thing is, you can set it up as much as you like. It can be £1 if you really want to be a miser. But you can make as much donation as you like. If you'd rather pay £50 a month, then I'm not going to stop you. I really am not. That I can promise. Ed Loud says, true, I should get a watch. Only got one clock in the flat at the one clock. Just be careful what we say there. Just one clock in the flat at the moment. Well, don't cock it up, mate. Make sure you put the batteries in. That's what you've got to do. Michael Angel says, don't pass go, don't collect £200. But how am I supposed to earn a living, ladies and gentlemen? How am I supposed to make a living? If I don't pass go, if I don't pass water, then how am I supposed to empty my bladder? But that's another question. We won't go into that. Right. I think a moment of Murphy is on the cards, ladies and gentlemen. I can't remember if I've set up a moment of Murphy. I just need to go and check. Yes, we have. We've set it up. Let me come back here. We have now. We just point out a moment of Murphy. You may need to. There's quite a bit of wind noise. When I say wind, what I mean is the natural gusts of the environment. Nothing to do with Murphy's personal thing. This is Andrew Murphy, ladies and gentlemen, and he has been out and about.
Hi everyone on the Vobes show. This is me, Andrew Murphy, out on a lovely blustery leap year walking between Cocking and the Devil's Jump. I'm currently overlooking towards Blackdown, Beedy, Bexley Hill. It's around 20 past 4 in the afternoon and it is blowing a gale. Hi, I've now arrived at the Devil's Jumps. Yeah, it's all cordoned off, so I can't actually go up there and show you. But here I am. Now time for the walk back. Now I'm on the home straight. I am soaked, cold, but I've had a good one.
There we go. Wasn't that lovely? That was lovely, that was, wasn't it? Well done. Sorry about the wind noise. We do get a bit of wind up there on the South Downs, and you did pick a gaily day. But that was fantastic. Hopefully, Andrew, that you'll bung us another one. Another moment of Murphy. You see, there are these special slots on this show just for you guys. A moment of Murphy there. Andy Murphy, thank you so much. Really, really nice. Love that. And we want to see more of you, more of the viewers. We want to get you involved because this is the kind of show this is. Because obviously I can't get out at the moment. I'm sitting here. I've got a book to read, which is by J.B. Priestley, English Journey. Lovely book. Can't get out to actually visit the places, so that's a bit of a shame. I noticed that you were wondering what happened to Francesco Bellringer. Well, I don't know what's happened to him, really. He was having a go at D for Bricks, and the two of them were bantering, and I had to block them one day because they were just being a nuisance, and I think they've both decided that they have taken a hike. Other than that, I've done nothing. But thank you very much. Dan Harris says, could he have subtitles? Yeah, sorry about that. Bit of wind, but hopefully you made out the gist of it. Nice to see the Devil's Humps there at Cocking. I'm not sure how the... anyway, I won't go there with that joke. That suddenly went very rude. In my head before, luckily, the words spilled out onto the table and people ran away screaming. But yes, lovely Neolithic, not Neolithic, but probably Iron Age, what's the name? Burial mounds. They might be Neolithic, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Half the time I don't know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, because the pressure of life is just too much. Dan Harris says, who's been blocked? We talked about the Kevin Hall, it's still going on about that. Wind, don't know what wind is down here, down there. Do you not have wind? Do you not have wind up north, Mr. Croser? Do you not have wind? Certainly, when I've been behind you, I've noticed there was a bit of wind. What's the book about? Says this is J.B. Priestley. It's a fascinating book. In the autumn of 1933, J.B. Priestley travelled through England from Southampton to the Black Country, from Tyne Tees to the flat acres of East Anglia. I wish I could. I'm stuck in prison at the moment. In search of our common well of Englishness. This book is a triumph result, a classic of its kind, apparently, of extraordinary value to all who can appreciate the hidden depths of the English nature. So, yeah, that's basically what it is. But he calls it at the front. I love this. This is quite funny. Well, you might not find it funny. It says here, English Journey, being a rambling but truthful account of what one man saw and heard and felt and thought during a journey through England during the autumn of the year 1933. You asked what it's about? That's what it's about. And not only was it, he managed to type it all up at the same time, and he managed to deliver them in 10-minute videos on Tuber Views. If he didn't, I may be thinking of somebody else. Anyway, as soon as I get out, I thought that's a very good idea. Where in Sussex? I thought he was going to get blocked for pedantry. I thought I was going to get... No, Mr. Pilfold, we like your pedantry. As long as you're not sedentary, we know you go running, so that's good. How much have you lost any weight? I mean, I know you're a trim fellow at the best of times, but it hasn't been the best of times for a long time, has it, really, if you're honest with you? But no, be fair, be nice. Sorry, somewhere I've written this note to myself. Be nice to Mr. Pilfold and all will be good. That's what it is. Be nice to Mr. Pilfold and he'll be nice to you. That's what I was... Was that in Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People? I think it was. I used to have a copy of that, but I've got rid of it. Didn't work. So Danny Harris says, blimey. I know, blimey. I've already been blinded in one eye, mate, not being blinded in the other. Mr. Mark Donny McLeod says something. Can't see what he says. He says, oh, Vindaloo, sir. Vindaloo? Yeah, I don't know where that is. Andrew Ford says, it's pedantry. Is it? It's pedantry. Isn't that what he said? Oh, wait a minute. It's pedantry. Oh, there's an A in pedantry. This is what I like. You know, this is where he who casts the first stone is buried in rocks hurled from somewhere else. That's an old Chinese proverb. There's another old Chinese proverb is, oh, blimey, I've got coronavirus. If you can say it. It's an old Chinese proverb is, I won't shake your hands in case you've got COVID-19. COVID-19, I see, coronavirus is quite friendly. I think that's quite a friendly way of describing, coronavirus. Oh, I've got coronavirus. But COVID-19 just sounds more sinister, doesn't it? I know it's accurately telling you which strain of the corona, can't even say it, virus that there is. But COVID, you try sitting here, dressed like this, doing this show and saying COVID-19. It just sounds much more sinister, doesn't it? It sounds like you want like the Grim Reaper in his hooded hood and his I don't know what that is. That's his, what does he wear? Gown. His hooded hood and his gown and his big stick with the blade on it and no face inside. And you just want a sign on him somehow, that says COVID-19. That's COVID-19. It's like, that is the coronavirus. It just is more friendly. It's I'll have that any day. Massage me in it. Because they could be like little furry things dancing about, tickling under the chin and under the arm and down around the groin. They could be also, could be nice and pleasant. A little bit of coronavirus, but COVID-19, ooh, that scares the willies. No, wait, what's it? Scares my willies? No, how does it? Gives you the willies. Gives you the willies. It's funny, isn't it? You can give you the willy if you're a male. How does that work? It's like, what do I do with it? I've already got one. And I'm not shoving it up there, thank you. Michael Angel, get me out of this mess I'm digging myself into. He says you'll have to do all your videos on the run. Yes, that's true. I could be running them like this, going, hello, I'm the Bald Explorer. Look, I'm the Bald Convict. It's a new series where I'm on the run. Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Here's a castle. Look at that. There's a tunnel. I'm doing very well at the moment. I've nearly got... This is Dick. If this one doesn't go, I've got Dick, Fred, Dick, and... What was in the Great Escape? What were they called? Tom, Ginger, and Harry. Tom, Dick, and... Thank you. Tom, Dick, and Harry. I knew it. I did know it. This is Tom. I've done Tom. Dick still, it come to a dead end. I went into a reservoir, which was no good. So I've only got Harry, and I'm in a hurry to get Harry. Otherwise, it's so hairy with Harry in a hurry that it might be... I can't think of another rhyme for that one. Anyway, what did you have to put me onto that mode for? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's nearly time, ladies and gentlemen, nearly time. I don't want you to get too excited. For the first part of the Andrew Norris moment, very exciting moment in the show. I've got to prime up. Let me just get that primed. Turn that off for the minute. That will be ready a little bit later on in the show. Oh. Always happens, doesn't it? I don't know why that happens. Always happens. Always goes to the closing credits or the opening credit. I've got to get some new credits because I've got to get the lighting in here a bit better. The salmon mouse. What is he talking about? The salmon mouse. Oh, the salmon mouse. Is it the salmon mouse? Mark Donny McLeod. Is that a film? COVID-19, says Dean Cooper. That's what we've just been talking about, COVID-19. Dale, is it? It's Andrew, is it? Sid Dale. Oh, Sid Dale. I wonder if there's any Sid Dale of it. Does anyone remember Sid Dale and his orchestra? Sid Dale. I've got to go and find it now. You see, you mentioned these things. I don't want that to start. Thank you. I want Sid Dale. Let's see if we can find some Sid Dale. Here we go. Sid Dale. Oh, London Life. That was good, wasn't it? Sid Dale. No. Stop. Don't do that. Oh, no. Go forward. Try to do this on the fly. Right. Try again. Sid Dale. Sid Dale. Yeah, this was London Life. I'm sure this was here we go. Sid Dale, London Life. How about better this? Anyway, enough of that. Good old Sid Dale. When I used to do the Vobes show, it was just full of tracks by people like Sid Dale and all of that. Such a lovely stuff. Anyway, I don't know how did we get on to Sid Dale? That was almost an interlude, ladies and gentlemen. Almost. Linda Kane says Audrey Forbes Hamilton. Oh, I should just point out, by the way, hello to Mrs. Norris. Mrs. Norris. Andrew and Mrs. Norris, his mum, they're doing a jigsaw puzzle. I spoke to him on the phone earlier today. I went, hello, Andrew. And he went, hello, Richard. And I said, hello, Andrew. He said, hello, Richard. I said, oh, I'm coming to see you tomorrow. He said, yes, that's right. I said, what's the plan? He said, I don't know. So I said, shall I bring some jam sandwiches? He said, no. Oh, all right then. But then he said that he was going to be watching the show, which is very nice of him, with his mum, doing a jigsaw puzzle. But what he didn't tell me was what the jigsaw puzzle was about. I would love to have known. So if you're there, if you're watching, Andrew, before the Andrew moment comes, what is the jigsaw puzzle of? Because I'd like to guess. Is it a scene from 1960s London? Is it sort of 1960s, a little London scene with a red telephone box, post box? Is there a route master bus going through? Is that what there is? Is it a bit... Da 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 dee Is it one of them? Is it a scene like that? I'd just like to know. Robert Croser says Richard Suggett grows more than tomatoes. Yes, he does. He grows every day. Every day in every way he's getting taller and taller. Kevin Hall says Michael needs some grassing up earlier when I was out from a walk when I smelt. Kevin, no idea what that means. Which is, he's got porridge. He lives on it. Mike Dixon, here we go. Today there are... on offer is a transatlantic 14-day cruise on a luxury liner ship for £360. Coronavirus is apparently available free, but thankfully not guaranteed. Yes, who would like to get stuck on a floating viral ship at the moment? Not me, mate. I would take the diving board and take it to the side of the ship instead of, on the swimming pool. Doing! And jump overboard. That's what I would be doing. Rami Boo says, Dale Carnegie, it's Andrew. Now he's off to another Dale. Yes, that's it. Dale Carnegie. There's a good... I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with you on that. Where the Action Is, featuring Sid Dale and his orchestra, that one. And this one, just for the record, see what I did there? Mellow Moods, ladies and gentlemen. Mellow Moods, featuring Sid Dale and his orchestra. Love Sid Dale. And here, just one more, because we had to do it, is Sounds of Sid Dale, Library Music, 1966. I used to use this one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to The Vobes Show. They were the days. Anyway, before we get sued and taken off air, it's almost time, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost time now for the Andrew Norris moment, which is a moment that is growing in anticipation every minute, because it means you don't have to see me. You get somebody who is far more skilled and actually has something to say rather than just bumbles his way through another live hour of nonsense. And you'll be pleased to know that I am trading in this hat for this hat. This is a new acquisition, ladies and gentlemen. New acquisition I have. No, I'm not a beekeeper. No, I'm not a beekeeper. I'm not a sea keeper, D keeper, or even a tea keeper. Although a cup of tea still has not arrived from the ball and chain. However, I also, let me just, I have a glass of water. This isn't terribly safe. I just need to strap this on a bit. There we are, that's better. Whilst you're away watching the Andrew Norris moment, I am going to take this little device that has been sent in to help me escape from prison. And if you look at that, there's a chain on the end. It's a new series I'm doing called The Flashing Blade, or How to Lose a Leg. How to lose a leg in the most quickest and obvious way possible. I just need to work out how to plug it in. So, whilst I get on with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to introduce you to the one and only, the most faithful, very exciting. If I can just find out how to get back into the video part. This is, ladies and gentlemen, please gather yourselves together for part one of the Andrew Norris moment. Yeah! Next time, screaming kids. Screaming girls throwing knickers. That's what we want. The Andrew Norris moment, ladies and gentlemen. I know. Anticlimax, yet again. What happened? I don't know why that's gone. Oh, yeah, I know why. The Andrew... Technical. Just... Why do I bother? Why do I bother? Here it is. The Andrew Norris moment.
Hello, Vobesters. I'm back in the village and I want to tell you a wonderful story. Behind me is a rocky outcrop, and above that is a plateau on which was once a fortified settlement. Now, the archaeologists have been coming back every year here for the past 8 or so years, and there are 2 routes by which one may approach the settlement. But there is a third way, a harder way, and a secret way which has probably been forgotten for hundreds of years, until by chance I discovered it about 10 years ago. So I'd like to take you on that route and show you the settlement. This is the first of 2 parts. I will take you on the route and then on the second video I will tell you all about the church and the legend of the bell. So the climb to the settlement begins here, but it's not until we get about halfway up that there is a hidden pathway, and I will find that pathway and show it to you. And where two rocks part, that is the beginning of the path. And here we have the beginning of the path, where the rocks separate. Here we now find ourselves on the actual path. It's not very wide, and there's a bit of a drop on the right. This last bit is quite difficult, but if I stop here and raise my head, there is the end elevation of the church.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the second part of the Andrew Norris moment will, of course, be in the next show. That'll be on Wednesday. Something to look forward to, and I hope you're all going... Just a second. Just a minute. There's something fishy going on in here. Do you know, I had this weird notion at the beginning of the show. Anyway, doesn't matter. Everything's fine. Maybe I just had a headache or something. Something a bit weird was going. Anyway, we're perfectly normal. So that was live. Thank you so much to Andrew Norris for going out there. Now you can make your own video and send it in to us, which would be absolutely fantastic if you did. You just need a phone. That's all you need. You saw a moment of Murphy. He did that. Try not to go out in the wind. People get a bit funny about that. But if you can go out in reasonable weather, then of course you can just hold it like that, and you've seen what people do. You don't have to edit them together into something magical in the way that Andrew Norris has done. You don't need that. You can just literally go out your door and go, "Hello, Richard. Hello, Vobenauts. Hello, Vobosphere. Hello, anybody who's watching this. I'm out doing this. I'm doing something very exciting. I'm digging the garden." Yes, anything like that. And then send it to me, care of WeTransfer.com. WeTransfer.com. It's in the description, actually. And send it to my email address, richard@vobes.com, via WeTransfer.com, if you see what I mean. You'll work it out. So there we go. Wait for the opening titles, says, where in Sussex? Yeah, to wait for the opening titles. Yeah, it didn't happen that time, did it? Managed to get to it. God help his neighbour's fence. Yes, I don't know what he's talking about. Mark Dunham, and it's hard to get by when your arse is the size of a small country. Yes, okay, not sure. Richard, were you and Andrew able to go on a walk before he went back to Croatia, says Ramy Boo. I'm seeing him tomorrow. Now, let me just explain. On the Bald Explorer website, there is a video with Andrew and I chatting away about good old times and things like that. An Englishman's perspective from Croatia of England. So that's very exciting. That's coming up tomorrow, or 4 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock your time, Lisa. And then later on, I think the Saturday show, the Saturday video will be whatever we film tomorrow. I've left it all up to Andrew. Now, I don't know if Andrew has been out there. Have we seen Andrew at all? He said he was going to be doing his puzzle, but I've actually not seen any. I'm just looking now if there's anything. We want to know what that puzzle is. What was the puzzle, Mr. Norris? Maybe he's not watching. Maybe he's given up. Maybe he's actually moved his mother out of the house so that when I turn up tomorrow and knock on the door, then nobody lives there anymore. Perhaps it's been demolished and placed into a small matchbox and taken over to Croatia. Maybe he's just taken half the house, the other half of the house. If you remember in one of the videos that we showed last week, it showed how, as people left the house, they sawed it in half and they took their half of the house with them, which is a bit cheeky. It's a very well produced video, says Where in Sussex. Yes, very nicely produced. Nigel Sadler is going, wow, good for him. It's a cliffhanger. It literally is a cliffhanger. So that's all good. Brilliant, Andrew. Brilliant. Nice video. Bit of silver fox there, isn't it? Where did that lag go? Yes, I did say lag. Well, I think we got rid of the, on the live stream, sometimes there is a bit of a lag, isn't there? There is a bit of a lag. But, hopefully we've not had any distractions from that. Nigel says, calendar! Yes, I think it is time to switch to calendar. It's the 2nd of March. And as somebody has finally noticed that it is time to switch over the calendar. So we will do a little bit of switching over the calendar with a bit of switching over the calendar music. Pause. Let's hope next month we don't have quite so lively music. That was quite awkward, and now I'm completely out of breath. I might just have a sedate cup of tea there. A white, clear cup of tea that hasn't had a tea bag dunked in it anywhere near, and the water hasn't even been warmed up. But it did the business, and now I'm able to talk. Yes, we've done the calendar. Thank you very much. We've done the calendar. We have 15 minutes of the show to go. Really? Yeah, another 15 minutes. Good blimey. Right, okay. Ramiboo says, he did a quick change during Andrew's vid. You're telling me. Quick change. Mark Dunny McLeod said, if there's a knock, we know it'll be the Rozzers getting Vobes back. No, I've escaped now. I've got out, taken my half of the house with me. We're in Sussex. It's March is the month. Can you guess what I'm referring to? Yes, I know it's a bit, yeah, I know. Robert says, Andrew Norris, Silver Fox, Golden Throat. Gosh, what more Adelaides is Robert Croser going to throw at poor old Andrew Norris? Kevin Hall says, Nigel, I still want to know where the calendar is I gave him. Him? Who? I am here, you know. This is the BBC Home Service. I am here, not ear. I am here. I'm sorry. I do beg your pardon. Where it says, hello, Vobes, it's me, Pillfold. I'm here, busy delaying trains. Are you? Busy delaying train? Good job I don't commute on a train, because I think Mr. Pillfold would be eyeing me up and going, hello, there's old Vobesy. Look, he's going on the train. Oh, the doors are shut just before he can get in. Oh, you, what? Oi, let me in, I want to get in the train. No, oi, let me in the train, for goodness sake, I want to get in. Where you go? Yep. Oi, get in, bitch, oh, let's go now. Yeah, I know what you'll be like. And then as the train pulls into the station, as the train comes into the station, up or down or whatever position I don't know what position the snignal goes in, but whatever position the snignal goes in, I always used to say snignal as a kid. I couldn't say signal. Whatever position the snignal goes in, you would stop the train just before the platform. Everybody else would get out, but my carriage, somehow there'd be a missing platform. You would have just taken it out like a piece of Tetris. You just slot it out. I'd be going, what? Hang on. What? I can't. Excuse me. And of course, you've taken all the guards off the trains, haven't you? And paid the train drivers double to go, open the doors. I could open the doors. After all, I think it's good that you've given the train drivers a little extra to do, because, let's face it, they only have to do this and then that. That's all the train drivers do, isn't it? Oh, excuse me, bit of coronavirus. That's all they do. They don't even steer the trains. A friend of mine was on the buses, And he used to work the buses, and he says it's not fair. I get half the cost, half the wages of the train drivers, and I have to steer the bloody thing. Not only am I sort of, accelerating and de-accelerating and braking and letting other people through and idiots swerve in front of me and stopping, the train driver just sits there and goes, that's it. That's it. So it's quite handy that they've got this extra 20 grand a year to go. Actually, did you notice in that mime? I was driving along and then I opened the doors and all the passengers were sucked out like in an aeroplane. Straight out onto the track and electrocuted by 3 amps. Just 3? Oh. They're just using the electricity now that they use to keep and fence horses in. It's a lot easier. The trains are a bit slower, mind you. They do crawl. Well, not that you would notice, of course. But there it is. Ed Loud says, I couldn't see the comments, but I hear the words to National Express by The Divine Comedy. Yeah. Oh, really? Mark Donny McLeod says, Andrew Murphy, don't ask me that in here. You'll be setting yourself up. Oh, what? Andrew Murphy, where should I go next to film the next Moment of Murphy? Yes, we want... Please go and film another Moment of Murphy. We do like the Moment of Murphy. Put that in the title, by the way, just to remind you, because I'm most likely to forget, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, Frontiers of Science. That's quite nice. Sorry, I just got distracted by some more of Sid Dale. I will play some more Sid Dale before I disappear. Nigel says, pint of gin. Yes, that's what one needs, doesn't one? A pint of gin would be good. Robert Croser, Andrew is the new Kevin. Yes. Well, Kevin, I'm sure Kevin will do another one. Julia Hartley, finally, I'm able to sit down and watch the Vobes 1. Have you seen the beginning of the Vobes 1, the lovely Julia? You missed the beginning was rather... Oh, hang on, let's get it back over here. You missed the beginning bit with the dun dun dun. But that, alas, has gone. Poor old Julia's been out shopping and sorting out the kids and whatever. But she'll be here. She will be here on Wednesday, I hope, which would be nice. Pillfold, the anti-Vobes. Yeah, you heard of the Antichrist? Now all you need is the Pillfold. Just the plunk fizz after an hour with the Pillfold. And, the Alka-Seltzer moment. A bit more than that, my dad was a train, but a bit more than that, my dad was a bit more... Oh, of course, you had to get into the cab, didn't you? I forgot you had to actually open the door and get in and sit down and then go... like that. You had to watch for the stop-go signs. I forgot you. Oh. Excuse me. There's a leaf on the line. One moment, please. Oh, it's the wrong kind of leaf. It's a birch leaf. You can have a birch leaf on the line, but not an oak. Oh dear. Still can't. What are you saying? Still can't. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Linda Kane. I thought you were swearing for a moment. Rammy Boo. Hi, Julia. Just ordered my veg seed last night. Pink celery, purple tomatoes, carrots, beans, and cauliflower. I love a bit of cauliflower. Ed Loud says people were electrocuted by 3 amps. They should have got some of that amp killer powder. Yes, if ever you've got any problems with amps, use some amp killer, which is great. If those amps aren't enough, you need an amplifier, and then you can make them into 6 amps. Yes, 6 amps. That's. I know that camels have 2 amps, don't they? Oh no, wait a minute. They're humps. It's hamsters who have 2 amps either side. They fill them up their pouches. They fill up. I can't go any more with that joke. We're in Sussex. I've got news on that. Hello. Class 700 trains run between London and London Bridge and St Pancras. They drive themselves, stop themselves, open the doors and kick out the driver automatically. They don't need anybody. You know, these trains are so good. Not only do you not need a driver or a guard, You don't even have passengers. That's what makes them extra special. People can sit on the platform and just watch the train go by. Empty trains, a new thing that going to London very soon. HS2 full of empty trains. Yes, that would be nice. We've had empty shops, didn't we? We had empty shops up and down the high street forever. Now it's moved on to empty trains. In the past, we used to put outside our doorstep empty bottles. That was always quite nice. We've got plenty of people with empty minds. That's what you're looking at one. I've got an empty mind. But now it's empty trains. That's the best way. It's superb. What a brilliant idea. Give them a big round of applause. Julia Hartley says, nope, I've missed everything up until... Oh, you must go and look at the beginning of the show. I think you'll find it absolutely riveting. I think, you're not going to be barred from watching the beginning of the show because I was doing a lot of time there whilst I was there. And the only meal I didn't eat whilst I was there was my porridge. Anyway, I think I've laid the foundations for that, Norman Stanley Fletcher. So, Where in Sussex says ETCS level 2 with ATO and grasshoppers. ATO? What does that mean? Automatic turnover. Oh, is it? The trains now can do backward flips with an ATO, an automatic turnover. Or is it an apple turnover? So that every passenger who manages to climb on, when the doors go like this and they've scissored you in half, you can get an apple turnover. Or is it that the apple turnover is made by the passengers being sliced as they go through now the razor-sharp doors? They ought to have razor-sharp doors. I think that would be quite good. It's stop people doing this when they're trying to get in. Straight off, cut them at the wrists. And you'd see people running around London with no hands. You go, yeah, you tried to get on a train, didn't you? Like in the past when they were thieves, these would be people who tried, and no longer could they pick up their handbags or their suitcases because they wouldn't have any hands. They would have just been guillotined off. Guillotine doors. The train pulling into the next station has guillotine doors. Please stand clear of the doors, please. You'd think people would stand clear of the bloody doors then, wouldn't you? Like that, a few people waving to their friends, Madame. Yes, it would be. That's the way to stop overcrowding on the train. People wouldn't be pushing to get on and off. They'd be going, oh my God. Guillotine doors, ladies and gentlemen, and electrocuted seats on the new special ETC Level 2 with guillotine doors and apple turnover. Marvellous. Can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Dean Cooper says, I'll set him on to you, Vobes. Yes, you set him on to me. Kathy Owens. Hello, Kathy Owens. You're on. So happy. Hello to the lovely Julia and Richard. Thank you so much, Kathy Owens, for coming on. It's very close to the very end of the show. We've got 4 minutes to go and counting. Andy, no, not Andy. There's no Andy out there tonight. There is Audrey Forbes Hamilton says, Dean, if you have a runny nose, it's not coronavirus. No, it's something else. Rami Boo says, yes, wish England's laws weren't so strict. We produce seed or I'd send you the purple collection. Well, it's basically we don't want to get, any more dodgy things from other places sent over. I mean, we've got grey squirrels. They came over. We're still trying to get shot of those. Our lovely red squirrels. They'd look lovely in here with my red jacket, wouldn't they? Mark Donny McLeod says, but you can't complain of the service that isn't there, so they won't get a negative rap. That's true. Yes. If you can't get on the trains, you can't complain. What? Kathy Owen says, same thing happened in Australia to my girlfriend. What was that? Got onto a train, guillotine doors. Straight off. That was it. 2 legs missing. This is classic comedy, says Mickey Stevens. Thank you very much, Mickey. It was well worth it. After an hour, finally, a joke, a funny joke. Thank you very much. But I appreciate that. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this, I do this full time now. And if you want to become a patron and support what I do and have more of this nonsense and mayhem, you'd be very, very ill-advised to send me any money. But please do so anyway. Go to thebaldexplorer.com and make a donation. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I've got to make a living now because I haven't had any corporate work for ages. I've just been told, I've advised the school that I normally do my mime and stuff and patron of reading that I'm not really going to be going there at the moment with the coronavirus. Too much of that going about, kids passing it round and what have you. So got to be careful. So yes, I definitely need a few helps on the donation front, which is very nice. Dean Cooper says, no, my dog's got no nose. How does it smell? Ruddy awful. No, my nose is not running today, nor is my wagon, because you've got a parking ticket outside the Connaught Theatre. I'd say it's a bit out to 8 p.m. 8 p.m. says Robert Croser, who's now turning into D for bricks. Yes, inside number 9. So get back and see the Vobes. Take care, tutty bye. There we are. Yes, well, that's it, more or less, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can find a little bit of something to sign out with. The Heavy Gang. What does the Heavy Gang sound like? Here we go. Sid Dale, the Heavy Gang. 2, 3, 4. We got there. This is heavy. It's a bit like the Professionals, isn't it? This must be the 1970s. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Vobes Show, and we hope you enjoyed your visit to the Vobes Show. Don't forget, you can make a donation to the Vobes Show at www.vobes.com or thebaldexplorer.com probably is the better place to do it. Anyway, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been so much fun as ever. So much fun. And I shall be back again next time. Just turning all the lights off. That's the Heavy Gang for you, ladies and gentlemen. And now, finally, I must go. Thank you so much for coming along. It's been lovely to see you. Take care, one and all. Look after yourselves. Back again on Wednesday with the lovely Julia. It's going to be superb. Another moment of nonsense. And in the meantime, some videos and stuff on the Bald Explorer, what's the name. So, fantastic. Lovely to see you. Take care, one and all. This time I will find the intro. And tutty bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good night.